Hey, what's going on everyone? Coach Aero here, back with another Rocket League video, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at how to be more productive when we're on the ball. One of the main things that I'm going to start stressing to you all is to not give away possession of the ball, and this video provides 3 key strategies to holding on to that possession. Our warm-up for today's video is going to be in 2 parts. For the first 5 minutes, we are going to be in free play to warm up our mechanics by hitting the ball as fast as we can and following up our touches as quickly as possible. The reason we want to follow up our touches fast is because in game we will need to do the same thing to beat defenders to the ball, and we need to practice like we want to play. Following that, Q1 ranked game in a playlist of your choice, of which will take the next 5 minutes, which will serve to warm up our brain as well in addition to our mechanics. Rocket League is a very fast-paced game. Possession changes hands frequently, and because of this we want to maximize our effectiveness when we do have the ball, and there's a golden strategy for that. Whenever we go to hit the ball, we should always aim to do one of 3 things. Play it back to yourself, play it to a teammate, or make it awkward for the opponent. We do this since we don't want to just bang the ball forward and give away possession to the other team, because they'll just start an attack right back at our net. The key to domination in Rocket League is holding on to possession, because that way you get more offensive chances, and that's what we're trying to do here, set ourselves up with more offensive chances than the other team. Before we jump into the 3 different methods that we are about to talk about, we first need to define what exactly checking your mirrors is, because you will hear me say it a lot. Essentially, checking your mirrors means taking a conscious look at the players around the field. Here, we'll take note of things like the positions of each player and their car orientation, which means the way they're facing. Anytime we make a decision in Rocket League, we want to have as much information as we possibly can, and this is a quick way to consistently gather that crucial information. Alright guys, we're going to take a look at our first option for on-ball productivity, which is playing it back to yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this play run out, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it. So in this play, you can see that I successfully play it back to myself by hitting it off the wall and following it up. And you guys can see that Kairos got a bad touch here, and I kind of had to improvise. If I didn't touch this, it was going to be a goal because there is a player right to the right of me. He's a little bit out of frame right now. And what you're going to see is initially our first step, like we talked about, is to gather intelligence. And right here, I obviously heard the player behind me, right? So I know I need to go right now. And the only place I can really hit it because of where I'm facing is up to the backboard. So here's the thing. Whenever you're near the wall or the ceiling, you can always use these to play it back to yourself. The wall and the ceiling are your best friend. And right here, we did everything we talked about. I checked the mirrors, right? So I know that I need to play this up to the backboard now, right? Because the wall's our friend. And you can see that because of that, I'm able to keep control and thwart the enemy's offensive attack. And we live to fight another day. Alright guys, now we're going to take a look at our second option, which is play it to a teammate for on-ball productivity. And what we're going to do is we're going to watch this play unfold from AutoCam. It's a very beautiful passing play, and then we'll take a look and see how it happened. So we're going to let it play out right here. And you can actually see a couple passes in this play, which makes it a very good example to go over. There's good substance. And you can see that, we just keep banging passes and we just keep getting offensive opportunities from it, and that's what we were talking about earlier in the video, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to break this down and take a look at exactly how we were able to do this. So initially our step 1 is using our check our mirrors method, right? We want to gather intelligence, we want to gather intel and information before we make a decision, right? So we can see here, from my perspective, I see both Corntie and Schuster, both orange players rushing the right wall. So immediately I know there's going to be a lot of space mid, so I just hit it there and hope my teammate's there. I can't really see him till the last minute. He plays it back because of the same reason there's more space. And then this last example right here on this last pass is very good because you can see again that we have so much space on the left side of the field that Kairos hits it into open space. I'm positioned in open space and it ends up being a goal. So right away, you guys can see how dangerous passing plays are and how much they can do for your offense. Now we're going to take a look at our last option for on-ball productivity, and that is making it awkward for the opponent. And we're going to break down this play right here. And initially, we're going to check our mirrors, right? And what I immediately see is that the opponent's backboard is wide open. Both players are facing towards me on the ground. So I immediately know that if I attack high and attack their backboard, it's going to be very awkward, and it's probably going to put us in a pretty advantageous spot, right? So we can see right here, I decide to keep it close and air dribble. Now, I could have just banged it off backboard with one touch, but I wanted to keep it close here because I was feeling myself. I wanted to keep it close and maybe capitalize with a solo play. So you can see right here that I air dribble it, and a lot of my lower ranked players will be watching this and say, well, I can't air dribble. Well, like we talked about, you could just hit it backboard with your first touch, right? And it's all about the idea. I'm using the air dribble to attack the backboard, right? So you don't need to air dribble here, but it's just the option that I chose. And you can see that it goes off the backboard, and it's just an easy follow-up for my teammate. And that's really the power of identifying where your space is on the pitch and attacking it. That's how you're able to make it awkward for your opponents, and that's why we have been learning the check your mirrors method, because we need to gather this intel before we make a good decision. Now that you guys have learned the 3 things that you should try to do with the ball, we're going to now work on applying these concepts via playing ranked and then identifying these examples in the saved replay. Go ahead and play a ranked game in either 2v2 or 3v3 and consciously try to do one of the 3 things we learned. A good way to get in this habit is to always think about which one you are going to aim to do before you make contact with the ball, because we want to be deliberate with the ball so we don't give away possession and feed the other team's offensive chances. You guys should be able to identify examples of you doing one of our 3 things in a similar fashion to how I conducted our in replay examples. That's going to do it for this video, everyone. Just to reiterate and keep these drilled into your brains, on-ball productivity means doing one of 3 things with the ball. Play it back to yourself, to a teammate, or make it awkward for the opponent. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.